Hey guys, it's Kluster, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the court case between Ohmwrecker and Delirious. I've decided to make this video now because as of recently, there has been some new information regarding the accusations on Delirious. Throughout this video I will go over the timeline of the court case, as well as explain my opinion on certain factors. Now remember, my opinion is not fact, it is what I believe. Make up your own opinions on this subject. On May 24th, 2022, Ohmwrecker filed a lawsuit against Delirious for the actions of defamation, emotional distress, and interference with economic advantage, aka money loss. Basically suing Delirious for when he made multiple Twitter accounts spreading false allegations about him and much more. And because Ohm and Delirious are in different states in the US, Ohm being in Illinois and Delirious being in North Carolina, Ohm had to sue Delirious for at least $75,000. Delirious had also filed a lawsuit against Ohm for the following actions of defamation, emotional distress, tortious interference, false light, and injunctive relief. Basically suing Ohm for accusing him of allegedly interfering sexually with minors, threatening one of the victim's babies, using alt accounts, etc. In February 2023, Delirious admitted that he had created multiple Twitter accounts to spread false allegations about Ohm. However, Delirious' lawyers explained how these Twitter accounts had no followers, so the false information that Delirious put out against Ohm did not spread to millions of people. Another major thing that had been admitted was Delirious being Susan Storm. Now if you're wondering who Susan Storm is, it was an account that had been emailing YouTubers such as TJV, falsely explaining how Ohm had revenge porn on his ex-girlfriend and tried to convince YouTubers to make videos on the situation to damage Ohmwrecker's reputation. Now this is a complete scumbag move from Delirious. And before you comment, well, Ohm spread false allegations on Delirious, so why can't Delirious do the same? Well, in my opinion, if you are falsely accused of horrible things such as pedophilia, and then you go on to make false allegations about the person who falsely accused you are no better than the accuser. If Delirious never created alt accounts to spread false information about Ohm, he possibly could have never gotten a lawsuit from Ohm. Although Delirious' lawyers explained what Delirious did wasn't as bad, as the accounts Delirious had created had 0 followers and no traction, it is still defamation. Moving on, in July 2023, a new judge was appointed to look over the case, that judge being Jeremy C. Daniel, the judge of the United States District Court for the Northern District of Illinois. In October 2023, Delirious and his lawyers ended up dropping their lawsuit against Ohm. The first reason being for economic strategic reasons, basically meaning Delirious doesn't have the funding for his lawsuit anymore. The second reason was how the questions Ohm's lawyers were asking him invaded his privacy and could potentially destroy his reputation and business. Now here's the thing that confuses me. Delirious states that one of the reasons he dropped his lawsuit on Ohm was that he no longer had the funding. However, in my opinion, I believe Delirious has way more money than Ohm. I'm not saying Delirious' reason is a lie, because sure, this could be the case. Maybe Delirious made some bad investments in the past, but it is hard for me to believe since Delirious generates way more views and revenue on his channel than Ohm, as well as having over 10 million subscribers. And listen, there could be many other reasons why he's dropping his lawsuit. However, by dropping your lawsuit on Ohm, it means Ohm did not defame you, which again, in my opinion, makes this look pretty suspicious. Anyway, on the 12th of December, court documents were released to the public, explaining how Ohm's lawyers were questioning Delirious on his involvement in creating alt accounts, especially the Ray Harpy account Delirious allegedly used to threaten the victim's baby, as well as questioning him about being in alleged relationships with minors. However, Delirious refused to answer due to relevance.
Delirious admitted to all of these, I think, if I'm not mistaken. He admitted to 1 through 4, but he did not want to admit or deny this account. So that's another one, guys. Keep that in mind. Admit that you created or at some point controlled the Twitter account Harpy Ray, which is the Ray Harpy account, which is the account that threatened the child, that sent the emoji. Delirious refuses to admit or deny it. If Delirious is not this account, he should have just denied it. Why not answer this question? So that's a big question. Now, I'm not saying Delirious is guilty of anything. I'm just saying, why didn't he just deny? Why didn't he just deny this? So let's jump down to these 31 through 33, because he didn't want to answer these ones either. Admit that in May of 2021, you received the email below, which purported to be blank from email account blank09 at Hotmail. So this is what this is right here. Hi, Jonathan. You might remember me, you might not. I've been watching the Occasion Truth about you, and Marcel gave you my contact details. At least he said he would. I know this is all true because you did it to me, remember? All I want is a fucking apology. Stop pretending like you're the victim. You're not the victim. That your girl from UK you abused over Skype. So, what this is Delirious doesn't want to admit or deny this. And again, another point that they bring up is that this stuff isn't relevant at all. We're not going to answer this because this isn't relevant. This is one of the alleged victims or whatever. I think they sent it to business@h2odelirious.com. This is H2O Delirious' business email. This is the victims reaching out to H2O Delirious, and the question's asking, did you receive this email at all?
Now here's another thing that confuses me. Delirious admitted that the alt accounts were created by him. However, as shown by TJV here, he refused to answer if he created the Ray Harpy account that threatened the alleged victim's baby, as well as refused to answer if he had received an email from one of his alleged victims demanding an apology from him. Again, in my opinion, if Delirious is not guilty of these allegations, why doesn't he simply deny them? He admitted to creating alt accounts. However, when it came to the serious subjects, he didn't deny them, he refused to answer due to relevance. Now I am aware that refusing to answer questions doesn't entirely mean you are guilty, however in my opinion it makes you look very suspicious. Another thing that was found in the documents was a statement from an alleged victim of Delirious, showing her ID and explaining her past relationship with Delirious. Not only this, but she had also explained how she reported Delirious to the FBI and Irish Garda unit. In my previous video on Delirious, which I made months ago, people were commenting how the alleged victim's claims are meaningless since they didn't report Delirious to the police but went on to tell Ohmwrecker instead. Well, in these court documents, they did end up going to the police. Now I know there's going to be people commenting on this video how the alleged victims could be lying for clout, but in my opinion, would someone who is lying for clout go as far as to report it to the FBI and fake an ID? These victims are under oath, meaning they cannot lie, and I'm aware people can lie under oath, but I think that's a very low possibility in this instance. Now if you're a subscriber of this channel and have wondered where my video on Ohmwrecker is gone, well I took it down, and there are several factors. The first reason being one of the controversies in the video I got completely wrong, that being the Terrorizer controversy, so I apologize to the audience and Ohmwrecker. Another reason is because as of recently, I have changed my opinion on the cartoons controversy. I take back and do not agree with my previous opinion on that drama. The third reason being, if these allegations on Delirious are true, which I'm not stating they are, however in my opinion, due to recent events, he's looking more and more guilty by the day. So if Delirious is guilty, and the Delirious section of my video would have also been false. So overall, it was a shit video. I've also changed the thumbnail and title on my other videos on Ohmwrecker to outdated. I'm not taking them down because to me, they serve as a nostalgic snapshot, showcasing the progress and development of my channel over time, but I will possibly take them down in the future. Unless Delirious and his lawyers prove his innocence, I cannot have these videos up since my opinion would be wrong and the information would be misleading. Again, not saying Delirious is guilty, however personally, it is looking like it with time. But again, make up your own opinions. Remember, the court case between the two YouTubers is still ongoing, so there is more information yet to come out in the future. Anyway, I've been Kluster, and as always, I'll see you in a bit.